Okay, I was going through my grandparents' box of old stuff again, and I come across this passbook from the Security Savings Bank of Exeter. And it has my grandmother's name on the front, and it's pretty old. And you look inside, I think she opened this account in 1929, I believe. This was back when people took their passbooks in and had the interest updated every 6 months. But inside here, this bank was in Exeter, and if you look at the officers of the bank, the president was T.A. Pogue, Thomas Pogue. Pogue was one of the big guys around the Lemon Cove area. And if you go down and look at the board of directors, his brother, J.E. Pogue, was in there along with T.A. Pogue. And the Pogue brothers are the ones who owned Section 16 in the ranch that my grandfather bought. They owned quite a bit of property around the Lemon Cove area because their father was a big guy and one of the first orange growers in the area. So the kids were raised up in that. Quite a few Pogues around. Yeah, who else is on here? Let's see. We got Miles, Olison, Ross, Quinn. I don't recognize any of those names. Board of Directors. F.W. Mixter. That was a mixture from Exeter who owned Mixter's Drugs down on, what was that, Pine Street or wherever. That's where Grandpa and I used to go when we dropped Grandma off to get her hair done at the hairdresser. We would go down to Mixter's Drug and sit there and have a milkshake at the big wooden counter while she was getting her hair done. There's a Dugan, two Pogues, Miles of Van Cleve, R.C. Merriman from Merriman Station, over on the highway between Lemon Cove and Visalia. Merriman Station, he was another big citrus grower back then. Fred Gill was one of the big cattle ranchers of the time. Ran steers on the property on the old McCrae place next to my grandpa. He was one of the board of directors. George Waddell, the name sounds familiar, but I didn't bring anybody to mind. A.W. Quinn. Yeah, quite a few of the old timers were founding members of the Security Savings Bank of Exeter. So on the first entry, let's see, dated February 5th, 1929, looks like. Stamped upside down, but deposit $100. Balance $100. Mr. or Mrs. D.C. Whitney. And interest 6 months later, $1.33. Another $100 deposit, July 29. What's interesting is when you get down here to the middle, July 30th, 1930, there's an entry, a withdrawal for $200. And barely read the entry there. K.E., that would be my Uncle Kenneth. And what does it say? Lung operation. My Uncle Kenny, before he was about 2 years old, he ingested a kernel of corn, and he had to have somebody go in there and grab it and yank it out. And evidently that cost $200, and it happened around July 1930, which took her balance down to $4.59. So if we look here on this next page, next page shows the newspaper article. Kernel of corn taken from lung of small child. Ontario baby's life is saved by means of bronchoscopy. Yeah. Had to use instruments into the bronchial tubes to remove foreign bodies. Kenneth Whitney, 21-month-old son of Mr. and Mrs. D.C. Whitney of Ontario, recovering in St. Mary's Hospital from pneumonia. So they were down visiting the parents of both my grandpa and grandma in this Ontario area when somehow my uncle ingested a kernel of corn. Dr. Clyde E. Harner, specialist, performed this. It wasn't a very widely performed operation at the time, but he was able to live another 92 years till 93. He just died this last month. So it was a good thing for him. This doctor was available to do this operation in the place and time, or he may not have been 93 years old. A lot of other entries here in the book. 1937. Deposits, $25, $200, $100 withdrawal, $100 withdrawal, $600 deposit, $700 deposit in 37, 39, oh wait, these are not 20, these are 30s, 1930s, 39. $500 withdrawal down there in November of 39. That was about the time they were building the house. $200 withdrawal in October. So they're probably pulling this money out to build the house. Withdrawals, $30, $30. 1944, mid-page, $500 deposit, $568 deposit in 43, $408 deposit in 44, $202 deposit in 46. Yeah, put money in, but they're taking money out because the balance down on the bottom is, well, they got up to $1,000. That's pretty good for them days. 1946. This page here, 46, 47, mid-page, 47 at the end. Oh, quite a few deposits in here. 665, 500, 156. $2,400 deposit in 47. But they took quite a few withdrawals out up here early, and the balance is still only about $1,000 at the bottom of that page. This page starts out in 47, 48, 49, 50, mid-page. Big withdrawal in 1950, $1,500. 1950, I think that was about the time it might have been used to pay for electricity coming up to the ranch. Or at least maybe some of the electrical utilities, or stove, refrigerator, whatnot. A big $939 deposit on June 1950. $4,500 withdrawal in 52, September 52. I don't know what, oh, there's an annotation there. It says 200A. That's probably when he bought the 200 acres down by the marina, by the lake. Probably took that cash out for that. A $3,000 deposit there. It's got an annotation of Oregon written beside it. I don't know what that would indicate. And a $1,000 deposit or withdrawal in January 54. Don't know what that would be. Next page, where are we at here? 54, $1,000 withdrawal. And right after that, a $500 withdrawal. Not many deposits after that. Till we get down to, what is that? 58 steer calves. Got a deposit of $2,000. And what are these? Got some $1,000. Got them in the withdrawal, but they might have supposed to be in the deposit column. I don't know. 1960, 5960. Don't know what those would be. Oh, up here, starting at 60 again here. And we're down to 61 in the middle of the page. Very, very small deposits. That could well be just interest deposits that have been annotated here. Surely they had another bank account opened by this time. And then there's a withdrawal down here in 64 for $241. And hey, we're still down here around $1,000 at the end of the page. Oh, that was the last page. That's the end of they closed the account in 65. There was $1,059 left. In the back of the book, it talks about the bylaws and what you can and can't do, how they pay interest. So that was very nearly a lifetime and just a few pages there. But I don't think this was the only bank account they had. Matter of fact, I'm sure it wasn't. So it's amazing they kept this one open from 29 until 65, or that this bank didn't evolve into some other outfit, wasn't acquired by somebody or someone else. Oh well. On to the rest of the box.